Hello! I recently did a drum cover of Shout from Tears for Fears, and I kind of tried to figure out exactly what the drum groove was, and it was really fun because there's a lot of pieces to this that are interesting. So I didn't want to go through hours and hours and hours of programming this Alesis. I just kind of used what I had on there. And one of the standard kits was 1988. 1988, I guess, is one of the standard kits. And up here in the corner, I had programmed a kind of like a bell that sounds like a triangle. So in the song, it sounds like they're doing a triangle and they're muting the triangle. So, and then they have a couple of probably a go-go's or small cowbells, and I kind of use these two. So the first part of the song is. So we'll come back to that in a second. The main drum groove, if you omitted that part and said that perhaps a percussionist was doing that, you could leave that piece out and just play the main groove. So the main drum groove is something like this. So I'm just doing the right rim shots with the right stick. I actually broke a stick the first time I played through this because it's pretty violent, these rim shots, but you're just doing a so after the first and the third ones, he goes do-do-do. Wait, I messed up. So that's kind of a cool groove because you're not doing the typical 1, 2, 3, 4, but because it is sparse and you're basically just kicking the kick, or maybe with the added hi-hat. You have to keep your time real tight. So if you want to be adventurous and add in the bells in there, it's something like this. So I like doing the extra pieces in there. Now obviously you can't keep the triangle going the whole time because then you wouldn't be able to do the rim shots and the toms. But you have a few choices, so if you wanted to do so what I chose to do is jump back and forth between that piece, the main groove, and then trying to fill out the jam while they're doing their percussion. Just add some stuff in there that's on the pattern of what they're doing, and then make it yours. And after a while, you're kind of just doing whatever you want. So anyway, this is kind of a spastic way of playing the song, but it's more interesting to weirdos like me. who don't want to just play the same groove for 4 minutes straight. You want to do something different and creative. So if you want, you can tweak your patterns and your instruments to where they're more exact. But what I found is if you throw an exact instrument sometimes on top of the same one that's on the recording, they tend to sound a little weird. So in this case with the triangle and kind of a bell, electronic bell, they kind of mix together good. And those are like high congas or something like that instead of on a pair of cowbells. So I could have done. So you have a choice in here. You could use double hand sticking, but what I found is going back to the snare drum, it gets weird. So it's better off just to use the right stick. So that's a good thing about doing paradiddles and things of those nature, where you're not always double sticking. That's the number one dreaded thing for a young drummer, is to do right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left all the time, everywhere, because then you can't do this stuff over here that's far. You got to be able to play paradiddles. So if you're not familiar with paradiddles, you look up the, I think it's 25 American Rudiment Association or something like that, and you can learn all the different rudiments. But a paradiddle is a and trust me, if you do it a lot, you don't have to get crazy fast for jamming with a song. To start, soon you'll be able to, because there's a lot of rudiments that do like triplets with one hand. What is that one? It's the Swiss triplet or something like that, where it's threes all the way across, and if you get up to where you're pretty fast at it, then it isn't a big deal. So. When you're doing match grip like most rock drummers are, the left hand is more of a challenge getting up to speed. But if you do it a lot, you'll get there. And you're not going to be like Steve Smith, crazy fast on the left hand. I can't even, do what he does. If you want to follow an awesome drummer, follow Steve Smith of Journey. That guy, if you look back in the 80s, I watched the Escape concert. And I did not even realize that he did this, but on a lot of the songs he's playing traditional grip, and he's doing a lot of this real fast sticking with his left hand, and then he jumps back into match grip right in the middle of the song, and he goes back and forth. He's one of the few guys I've ever seen that does that consistently, or did that consistently in that concert, and it was quite impressive. And it makes me feel stupid as a drummer, my lack of traditional grip expertise, and I'm almost thinking I should start practicing it, but every time I try, I get lazy and go back to match grip. So I don't know. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I'm going to chop this up and edit it because I thought it's a really fun group to play. And like again, I said, make it your own. Do your own thing with it. But again, this Alesis Sample Pad Pro is a very good device for adding extra little fun stuff to play that you can't replicate unless you've got a whole array of bells and the go-go's and things like that that you're going to use very rarely. So hopefully that's interesting. Feel free to comment below.